On June 3rd, I released a new type of video that I haven't done before. You guys seem to like it so much that you also requested for me to do this same type of video for the complete saga. I'm probably going to do this in the future, but for now I'm covering the first LEGO Star Wars game, which got a handheld release on the Gameboy Advance. If I missed anything, please let me know, and as always, enjoy. When showing the logos of the companies at the beginning of the game, the logo of Traveler's Tales is not shown in the handheld version because they did not develop this version. In the GBA version, there's no Dexter's Diner. In order to enter levels, you have to go through menus. Related to this, story mode and free play are separated differently. On console, you need to enter a level door first, while on handheld, you need to choose the mode and then choose the level. The way the cutscenes work were changed. They're just videos on the console version, but on handheld there are a mix of slideshows and animations that look like they happened during the middle of gameplay. Since you can do multiplayer on console, that version can have up to 2 characters at once, while you can only have 1 character at once on the GBA. On top of this, some characters are not playable in the same story mode levels as the console version. The amount of hearts you have is different between both versions. On the same topic, when you get hurt on console, you lose a whole heart, while you only lose half a heart on handheld. The value of studs is also different. In the handheld version, silver studs are worth 1, blue are worth 5, and gold are worth 10, while on console, silver are worth 10, gold are worth 100, and blue are worth 1000. When you die in game, different things happen between the versions. The console version is much more forgiving by spawning you exactly where you died. In the handheld version, however, there is a checkpoint system involved, so when you die, you get slightly set back. In order to do a Jedi slam, you have to double jump on console, while on handheld you only need to jump once because double jumping is impossible in that version. One of the things that is exclusive to the handheld version is the stamina bar. It's in the top left corner, and it only allows you to use a certain amount of attacks in a certain amount of time. Another exclusive feature is Jawas in the middle of levels that can give upgrades to the player. All of the levels that are shared between the versions all have different layouts between them. Another thing that's exclusive to the handheld versions is exclusive enemies. This one has a health bar that wraps around itself. The collectibles were reworked for the handheld version. There is no stud meter, and instead of mini kits, you collect Death Star plans. To make up for it, the handheld version tracks how many enemies you defeat and many other things, which give you a rank at the end of the level. During some menus, Yoda will directly talk to the player in multiple ways. This was not in the console version. Likely due to the fact that many people playing the handheld version were much younger than those playing the console version, there's an arrow in some levels that guides the player through a level which were not in the console version. When fighting lightsaber-wielding characters in boss fights, the handheld has an exclusive feature where you lock lightsabers similarly to the Skywalker saga. Instead of having sound effects in cutscenes like the console version, the handheld has emojis to replace it. Similarly, many events that happen in cutscenes are different between versions. On console, Jar Jar Binks can attack, while for some reason he can on Game Boy Advance. It's well known that playing a character in story mode automatically unlocks it for the rest of the game, but the handheld version doesn't have this. You can still play them in their specific story levels for free, but if you want to play them in free play, you need to purchase them. All characters have the exact same model for the entire game in the handheld version, meaning characters generally look the exact same in Episode 1 as they do in Episode 3. Some character classes have exclusive abilities in the handheld version. When you go into new segments and levels, you can always go back in the console version, while the handheld version doesn't let you backtrack. The setting of the 4th and 5th level of Episode 1 was changed. On console, they depict Anakin's pod race and retaking Theed Palace, while on handheld, they depict Qui-Gon going around Tatooine and going through the forest of Naboo. When you complete an episode in the handheld version, you'll be given a cheat code to enter in the menu, but in the console version, you are never given a cheat code by the game. While Episode 2 has 5 levels on the console version, it only has 3 on handheld. The console version chose to skip showing the Anakin murder scene, but the handheld developers decided to not only show it, but also made it a whole entire level where murdering Tusken Raiders is the goal. The Geonosis factory level was slightly changed on handheld. In it, you play one part as Obi-Wan, which was never seen on console. Also, the levels Jedi Battle and Gunship Cavalry have no equivalent in the handheld version. It goes straight from the factory to the Dooku fight. This is also true for Battle over Coruscant in Episode 3. In the handheld's equivalent of Chancellor in Peril, you can't use R2 and the Jedi in the same area. During the Dooku fight, the handheld version shows Obi-Wan incapacitated just like he is in the movie, which is different from the console version where he is never shown as incapacitated for co-op's sake. In addition, the level is cut short in the handheld version. It ends right after the Dooku boss fight, while the console version still has some platforming and battling to do. Episode 3 in the handheld version has a level unseen in the console version which takes place on Utapau before the General Grievous fight. The next level, which is the General Grievous fight, features green battle droids, which are not only not seen in the console game, but also the movies as well. On handheld, the Kashyyyk level is divided into 2 parts, which are interestingly not played consecutively. The final level that is missing from the handheld version is Ruin of the Jedi. When you defeat an enemy, they drop studs in the handheld version, but in the console version they'll only drop a heart at most. When playing in free play, the GBA version has cutscenes play while the console version doesn't. One final exclusive feature of the Game Boy version is power-ups, which can improve your stats. After recording, I found one more exclusive feature, which was dialogue from droids in the first level. There weren't as many differences as I was expecting, but I still enjoyed looking at the Game Boy Advance version. Like I said before, I'll probably do this type of video for the complete saga in the future. Thank you all for watching, and please let me know if I missed anything. I'll see you later.